Hari Om all. So today we will contemplate on Dhyana Yoga, verse 641. Prāpya puṇya-kṛitāṁ lokān uṣhitvā śhāśhvatīḥ samāḥ śhuchīnāṁ śhrī-matām gehe yoga-bhraṣhṭo bhijāyate. The unsuccessful yogis upon death go to the abodes of the virtuous. After dwelling there for many ages, they are again reborn in the earth plane into a family of pious and prosperous people. Prāpya, attain puṇya-kṛitāṁ of the virtuous, lokān, abodes, uṣhitvā, after dwelling, śhāśhvatīḥ, many, samāḥ, ages, śhuchīnāṁ, of the pious, śhrī-matām, of the prosperous, gehe, in the house. Yoga-bhraṣhṭa, the unsuccessful yogis. Abhijāyate, take birth. That's the verse. So we have been talking about so dhyana and how to attain the yoga, and here is the explanation to what happens if I don't attain the goal in this birth. So we can start the contemplation. Krishna ji, would you like to start today?
Yeah. So the unsuccessful yogis upon death. So in a way, like I see, like I'm also like kind of unsuccessful yogi in the previous gen, maybe. So that's why, because personally, how I interpreted this is like I find myself sometimes out clear in my surroundings because I was not taught. I mean, not in a situation or like there was not environment to study Veda earlier, but still there was some prompts coming in and other things. But still there was some kind of interest coming in, and I end up exploring spiritual. So so even though we practice, right, so it's guaranteed that we would be like liberated. There might be some other impressions we would be having, but still it's a guarantee, but not in this birth, whatever life. And so, but we have a guarantee that like we have to continue our yoga and having this jnana and perform every action as yajna. So then one would finally would have or get the liberated mind. Sorry, not a mind, like liberation. So if we miss in this birth, so we would end up having in some other the next gen we would be having the supporting environment, and also there will be a prompts to make the progress. So so at last I would to summarize is whatever we do, there is a progression and there is nothing like restart. Maybe restart with the life with this body and next path be processing, and we would reach the limit, call it liberation. So it would be
Unable to hear Krishna ji. Is it my side?
The
not
last
kind of like when I will
last
get
30
liberated.
seconds.
So thing which will be like fruitful one day. Oh, not clear, is it?
Last few
The
lines,
last
Krishna.
1 minute.
How about now?
Yeah, now it is coming back. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I was saying like whatever the progress we make in like as yoga and having this jnana, so maybe it is not like completely liberated in this birth with this body mind, but once we started to do this, there is always a progression. There is nothing like restart if this life ends or like stops. So one should consciously and always be having this jnana and perform every action as yajna. So then we would always be reaching that ultimate liberation, guaranteed liberation. So that's how I'm seeing this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking at the steps to attain. Sometimes it looks like a Himalayan climb effort, and naturally the question comes like, I may not be able to. If I don't, then what happens? Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ishan.
How I see it is like now in my life now. So I really started off very late, right? reading Bhagavad Gita. Though so many things I would have done, but maybe I would have started, or maybe I haven't still started sadhanas, but maybe I will start sometime soon. Hopefully, praying that I'll start sometime soon. And getting into this yogis life, I might start off, but there is no guarantee that I will complete it, or there is nothing called complete. Maybe I wouldn't have achieved the place, or I wouldn't have completed as much as I intend to complete. Maybe I would die in between also. So I feel that it says that in case you are following a path of spiritual journey, and you haven't completed for your own self, if it is not completed, then you will obviously be reborn again to uh, start the journey all over again. But when you have a birth, most of the time we think that this person is so lucky, is born in such a nice house, everything is so nice happening. It's not just about lots of wealth, but sufficient wealth, and there is the family itself is in a very spiritual path, or in a very rightful path. So I feel that you will get a chance to be born like that, so that you won't be lost in material self, and you can follow the spiritual journey all over again in the next birth too. I feel like that. This shloka is.
Yeah. While it uh, gives it gives a comfort that there will be an advantage. I feel like we still have to, one has to be careful that, like, you know what, yeah, there is always one more life to continue.
Yeah,
But
you get that nice life only if you're good enough, though there is lots of pain now. You
yeah,
see, there is chances like, we are in there are lots of time when you feel that this person is so good, he doesn't hurt people, he doesn't lie, but still there is always, any business he does, there will be loss. But still that positivity will be there, or everything he does fails. Maybe he's getting all type of diseases, maybe he's suffering in cancer, though he never smoked, drinking, nothing he did wrong. There
yeah.
are times, when you'll think that why is a bad thing happening to me or to somebody else also, when the person is so right. Maybe the um, we think destination is death, right? But there is something much more after death also. So, and then there are few people who, as I said, like, you'll feel that they're so lucky, man, you're born like this kind. So yeah, that happens to people who have gone through certain difficulty, but who haven't given up their rightful path in your life.
Yeah. That, yeah, I say it's at least a motivating one to stay in the path, irrespective
Yeah.
of how difficult it is, and like with a question that wherever you are, we will catch you, and like you will start again from there.
That's why I say, Sarvananji, I don't mind coming back to earth. I know I'll be very nice. Not that I'm not nice now, but yeah.
Yeah, agree. Hari Om Santoshi.
Hari Om, everyone. Sorry, I'm late today. I mean, I was outside. Yeah, I was not able to even message.
Okay. So we started contemplation on this verse 6.41.
Okay.
Maybe you can continue from here, or you want to go next after someone?
No, I can continue. No worries on that. I already prepared. See, this particular shloka talks about, yoga-bhraṣhṭa, in the sense a person who did the sadhanas, and and he is like, I mean, what do you say? He will die as a human being. He will die, and again, what happens to his sadhanas? That's what Arjuna asks Shri Krishna. Then why Arjuna asked this question is because he, after listening to so many conversation between, it's just like us, yeah, we are done so much of effort and we have put so much of sadhanas, and again today tomorrow the person suddenly passes away. Then what happens to his previous sadhanas which he has been acquired? Then Krishna says, this is the treasure which whatever the outside world, whatever that treasure we may build, we may have 100 acres of land, we may have a Benz car, never will come behind. Only the sadhana, whatever we do in this particular by learning this Vedas and Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. So these knowledge will carry forward, and that person will actually take a birth in one of the big and one of the kind of he will go to that particular swarga or naraka or wherever it is, based on his prāpya, I mean whatever that punya and papa that he has done, and again he will be pushed back to this world, but this time he will take a birth in good, might be in a rich person house, or might be who have Samskrita family, wherein traditional family where they follow all kind of rituals, and follow there he will take a birth, and he will continue his journey from there where he stopped. And this is what Krishna talks about this particular shloka.
Perfect. Thank you, Santoshi. Yeah, Shubhaji, in some ways this sloka is like very direct.
Yeah.
And one more thing is, we don't want you to carry forward. We want to finish this. I wanted to break, and I have broken almost. I have broken it. That is the confidence what I have.
Awesome.
No, because see, previously we are never used to think that what is that. I mean, we are not knowing, but at least we know we are on that path. And if you see the graph, yes, there are some ups and downs, but still we are on the graph. I mean, on this process, somewhere, yes, we feel that, yes, we have broken it and we will continue. Might be, we will definitely do it.
We need to have that. Otherwise, it can go on. Keep.
Yes. How many janmas? No idea. Thank you, Sarvanji.
Thank you, Santoshi.
Yeah, the perfect example for this shloka is given in the picture. Jadabharata, who was a very successful yogi, in between he fell for bhog, which was the love for the baby deer in between. And that is when usually as a he fell for bhog. So so when we fall for bhog, we have to realize that we have to go through that cycle of finishing that bow. So that is when he is born again as that deer, and then again he finishes the birth, and again he realizes that what he did was wrong, and the next janma he is reborn as a yogi again. So this example is a perfect example of how we should not fall for bhog and go in the path of yoga. And I heard in one of Banenje Govindacharya's talk that when he was taking Bhagavatam, there used to be a dog which used to come every day for his Bhagavata Saptaha. And for every day it used to come and it used to sit and listen to the Bhagavatam. And one day after 3 days, it continued for 3 days and it would come, and as soon as the Bhagavatam was over, it would go. One day somebody followed that dog, whose dog it was. They realized that the master was not coming with the dog and it used to travel a few kilometers away from this place, and then every day it used to come back, and it happened for 5 days. It attended the 5-day session. On the 6th day, it gave up its life. So this is a perfect example of how the soul, that probably in the previous Janma, that dog was a yogi. So it had to complete that Bhagavatam of that 5 days, and then it died. So this is a perfect example of how our life goes from one soul to the that soul goes from one body to the another, and how yogis fulfill their this thing. So this is what I understood from the shloka.
Awesome.
I actually recollect one story from Ramana Maharshi's. Whenever Ramana Maharshi used to teach, right, one cow used to come and listen to his teachings. This was going on number of days. One day, that cow didn't come. So he had and Ramana Maharshi that day he didn't start preaching it. Since he was telling, no, one of my devotee, I'm waiting, let him come. So that day completely didn't come. So then he went back in search of that cow. So somehow we came to know that, that cow was sick and it is unwell. So when he went and, he saw that cow and he gave mukti to that cow. Similar story, I just remember.
Thanks, Santoshi. Yeah. Thanks, Shubhaji. Very nice. Hari Om, Satishji.
Hari Om.
Yeah. So we are contemplating verse 641. Would you like to go through the meaning and share your view?
Yeah. Okay. So here, Bhagwan says like how the transformation from one birth to the next birth, how we evolve out of spiritual practices. So as we do that restart, right, we continue to take different lives across different planets, and based on the fruits that have accumulated out of such yogic practices. So that's where it says, like, once we are done with the good way of karma, we get back to different types of lives, like based on the virtues of our deeds. Yeah, that's what I want to add. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So let me share my view. So going by as one starts looking into the spiritual path, the path to realize the truth, right? For someone who has been fully into this material world, and suddenly it looks like a long journey ahead, and like completely a lot of new knowledge and like looks like a lot of things has to change in life, right? And this is where I see that this message from Krishna, he says like, even one step you take towards the right direction, right? It's confirmed that like you are going to follow that, you're going to stay in that path, and like you are not going to go back and continue the suffering that you had to again realize. So and it's always very visible as well as we spend time getting this jnana knowledge and attending this satsang. The change is I see that the change is very, very obvious, and it which is and like it gives that clarity slowly emerges, and which is what pulls one back to the satsang to seek this knowledge again and again until like one is fully established in that. So this is and I guess finally, irrespective of wherever one is, like everyone is on their path to home from where they come, right? So it's just a matter of like this is like when I look at the world as real with lot of jivas, but at the end of the day, the world is in me. If I look at the world is in me, it's about my journey, and it's about getting rid of the desires slowly, to realize my my true nature completely, which is like if this world is unreal, then it should give me that completeness, purnatva, which should stop the desires, the fear, and get established in the true nature, right? So yeah, that's how I see it. Thank you. Over to you, Vijayji.
Thank you, Saranji. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, sure.
So at a surface level, it appears that there is a birth and rebirth. And if I, it's like a carry forward, I can carry forward, some of the good things. So it almost feels like this so-called spiritual sadhana is like a game of snake and ladder. All of us have played this game. So we all are afraid of this fellow called snake. If we land there, we fall. So usually there is a big snake waiting for us right when we are about to gain our freedom, right? Most often we get bitten by this fellow and keep coming back. It feels like that, right? So the question is spiritual sadhana like that? What is spiritual sadhana? What is the focus of spiritual sadhana? What is liberation in the first place? So liberation is mukti. Mukti from what? Or mukti about what? To who? When you ask that simple question, mukti, I am seeking liberation. So there are two aspects, mukti and I am seeking. So somebody is seeking something called mukti. Now, what is mukti and who is seeking are the two most important fundamental questions. So now the question is, it's like, a funny way, right? Some people tend to think of heaven and different cultures or different groups have different conceptions about heaven. And in some heaven, you have all this kind of eating, drinking, merrymaking, and all kinds of, imaginations are given. Simplest question is, who has ever gone to such a heaven and seen and come back and said that is how it is? On what basis can you and I believe such a claim? So it is essentially either I have to simply believe because there is no way to verify, or I have to figure out what is that heaven wherever I am. So in a similar way, what is the use of something called as a heaven? Because, when can you go there? So-called heaven. When can you go there? After death. Death means what? This no more is there. So-called body is not there. So what are you going to enjoy there? I don't know. So let's look at this from the standpoint of what is that you and I need to do here and now, which is one of the ways Sri Krishna is prompting you and me. So for that, let us take a look at a wonderful handwriting here. Can anybody read and tell me what is that you're seeing here? There's an important secret in this. If you can crack the secret, you'll gain liberation now, today, here. This is a secret amulet. It has mantra. If you can read it, you get it. So,
not all words. You, we, your own, we, gift, and
This-
understand.
If you have got few words, I got few words. We all can do a teamwork and
Yeah,
But-
seems
but
like the first
liberation-
and last letter, if we are
liberation
able
is
to.
not teamwork. Liberation is individual work.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, you can help each other to keep on the path, but ultimately,
Yeah,
Huh?
we attain moksha as team together. All of that.
There is no other.
So see, of course, we should not be making fun of it, but usually doctors' handwriting is like this. Not all doctors. So Shubhaji, please don't worry. Many doctors. So they say a doctor's handwriting, only two people know. You know who the two people are? One is pharmacist.
Pharmacist.
And you know who the other is?
Himself, I guess.
No, it's God only knows. Because sometimes if that fellow tries to read his handwriting later, he says, I don't know what it is. God only knows. So only two people apparently handwriting. Okay, so it is like that. So if an handwriting is like this, how can you improve? How to make it better? Of course, we have to first and foremost develop some focus, make sure that we are able to clean our mind. Why? Because the handwriting is coming from the mind. So I have to develop some concentration. I have to develop patience in how to write and everything. So then, of course, I have to take some simple books like this and I have to practice. Yeah, so there are many ways of practicing and improving my handwriting. And last but not the least is continue to practice. So this is how it starts becoming better and better and better. But is there an end to it being better? No, it all depends, right? So in a similar way, what is that Sri Krishna is teaching us here, again through the story of Jada-bharata, that he got distracted. He wanted to realize the truth. He got distracted with a deer, and when he was reborn, he was born as a deer. But thankfully, because of his own previous work, he was born in a Rishi's ashram as a deer, and he was able to, like many of the wonderful examples that Shubhaji gave, and Santoshji also quoted Ramana Maharshi's example. Like that, though he was in the deer form, he was able to now fully realize. And that is when he, in the later birth, he is born as Jada-bharata. So some important things to realize here. So after realization, he is still born as a Jada-bharata. And what is the story of Jada-bharata? Apparently, he is born in a family and he is not at all speaking, simply sitting. And when people scold also, he's simply sitting. When people ask him anything, no answer. So feels like, somebody who has nothing to contribute. And therefore, his family starts calling him as Jada. Jada means no movement at all, waste material. Okay, so usually wives call the husbands like that. You are Jada, waste material. So like that, he was called as a Jada Bharata. Then one day it so happened that there was a king's palanquin passing, and one of the carrier was feeling very tired and he couldn't carry forward. So he said to his Sainikas, okay, get somebody from the nearby village. And they saw this fellow and he was well built and atta-katta. So they called him to carry the palanquin. He simply came, he started carrying. And while carrying, he was so compassionate that he didn't want to step on the ants and other creatures on the road. So he was stepping in a way to avoid stepping on them. And that was making the palanquin go here and there. And the king was getting mighty upset. And he started shouting at this fellow, hey, walk properly. And he wouldn't listen. He still kept on doing that. So after some time, the king got really mighty angry, and then he kicked him and then he asked him to stop. Now, for the first time, Jada Bharata spoke. And what he spoke and where the king was going, that journey was transformed. The king was apparently going to a Rishi's ashram to seek Atma Jnana. And now Jada Bharata asks him, hey king, who are you insulting? You shouted at me saying, you useless fellow, you fit for nothing fellow. Who are you insulting? Who is carrying who, O king? So when he asked that question, suddenly like a thunderbolt, that king had a feeling that whatever that he's seeking is already here in this being. And that's the story of Jada Bharata, where the king then surrenders to Jada Bharata and says, I was going to the Rishi's ashram to seek Atma Jnana, but the way you talk, something is moving in me. It feels as if you have that understanding and wisdom. Can you teach me? So like that, the story goes. So what is that you and I can learn from this story? So now, when we think of birth and death, we think in terms of many a times, this particular, let's say, family circumstances or the body that we have, that going away, and something else like a child, another birth. That is one way of looking. Where one goes after that so-called death, nobody knows. So therefore now, when you look at it from what is in your day-to-day experience, I'll ask you a simple question. All of us go to sleep in the night. Can anybody tell me how long you've been asleep? Can you tell me how long you've been asleep? Is there a sense of time?
No.
You look at the clock and make up the story. But without that, how do you know how long you've been asleep? So in a way, death is like that. That's all it is. And when you wake up in the morning, what is that came into your mind? Whatever you were doing last night. If last night you had made a list of, okay, today is my appraisal day and these are the things that I need to go and discuss with my manager, those thoughts only will appear in your mind. Or however, Isha ji, she might have some, instead of 200, maybe 300 people to call. And if somebody has thought about those 300 people, in the morning, oh, I have to call these people. So like that, whatever the thought with which we went to bed in the night is what continues to propel us in the morning next day, is it not? So in a way, it's as simple as, in terms of seeking the truth and realizing the truth, if I still have some doubts, some clarifications, those will linger on, is it not? Last night when I went to bed, let's say, if somebody had asked me a question, hey, do you know what is the reason why, simple example, okay, do you know the reason why light is white? So maybe I don't know, so I'm thinking about it and I do some Google, and still I'm not very convinced. I still have a kind of a question in my mind, is it not? So in the morning when I wake up, I still have that doubt. Why the light is white? So now until I seek some kind of an answer which gives me, yeah, correct, this makes sense, till then that question will continue to prompt me. If that question is really intense question, if I really want to find out, see, simply for the sake of it, coming and going question may not bother me. Somebody may ask me why the white is light. If I'm not truly interested, I may do some initial browsing and then say, oh, I'm not interested, give up. That is not the kind of question when it comes to truth seeking. A truth seeking means what? Who am I truly? What is this world? Who is this God? And what is my relationship to the world and the God? From where have I come? Where is it I am going? What we can call as fundamental existential questions. So just like how my mind continued to look for why the light is white, if these questions take root in me deeply, and if I am seeking a answer, and where can I find the answer? And how do I know that I have found the answer? Because at the end of the day, only you know whether you have found a satisfactory answer or not. When you're hungry, how does anyone know your hunger has gone away? You know it, that's all. At the end of the day, there is a deep sense of enough. I have had enough food. A sense of satisfaction that cannot be really described as such. So you know, nobody else can know that, correct? So until that kind of a sense of completeness, a satisfaction emerges in you about your own quest, the search continues. And what is that Sri Krishna is teaching? When you're searching like that, when you begin your journey about, okay, I want to also find out the answer. What is that I'm doing? I start looking at various kinds of spiritual directions, spiritual sadhanas. Somebody may say, oh, that particular teaching that they do there is very effective. I may tend towards it, or I may tend towards something else. So like that, various kinds of trials and errors may happen. But if my seeking is genuine, if my seeking is true, then right kind of guidance appears. And the one who is seeking this answer, we call as yogi. And who is a yoga-bhraṣhṭa? Last night, if I still had the question and I slept, tomorrow morning, I can be called as yoga-bhraṣhṭa. I don't have the answer to the why the light is white. So therefore, I'm a bhraṣhṭa. Bhraṣhṭa means what? Somebody who is not feeling complete. So my seeking continues. So when my seeking is continuing, I may start realizing bit by bit the answer. As I realize the answer bit by bit, some kind of a satisfaction starts appearing in my mind. See, when I'm completely disturbed, I feel like, I am in one of these kinds of feelings, right? So what is Patala Loka at the end of the day? I don't know whether there is a place called Patala, but I do know that in my mind, I can feel so depressed, anxious, and angry, and upset, and sad that it feels like end of the world. It feels like low, right? So I feel very low. So that feeling of low, that feeling of anger, irritation, worry, tension, all that, in a way, is nothing but Patala. I'm not feeling at peace. So from there, my seeking begins. I have to come out of this. So then it is like na ghar ka na ghat ka. See, if this is lower and if this is higher, this so-called middle or bhuloka is na ghar ka na ghat ka. Kaun hu main? Kutta hu main. Because I'm torn between that and this. So I have to now evolve. So this evolution, when the evolution is in the direction of the truth, then slowly my mind starts settling down. So this settling down of the mind helps me to see a deeper and a wonderful, peaceful world within me, happiness within me, that sense of energy within me. So in a way, they are like these higher worlds, what you and I can call as divine planes. Where is that? It is here and now. If, let's say, your most favorite laddu is there in front of you, or whatever your most favorite, and when you're eating, many a times, have you not seen when somebody is eating the most favorite thing, they close their eyes and it's like nothing else matters, no? Nothing else matters. They're one with that whole thing. So some higher feeling is there. At that time, you ask them, do you want truth? No answer. Are you sad? No answer. Why? Is there, right? So like that, is some kind of a divine feeling. There is a sense of, oh yeah, nice. Everything is okay. At that time, whatever may be the life situation, it's all okay. No problem with life situation. I may have money, I may not have money. I may have health, I may not have health. I may have lost some dear ones, I may have not. Whatever may be the life situation, the world may be burning, but if I am in the I'm okay. So like that, a divine feeling. So where is this divine feeling? Within you. How? Because of whatever you are doing. If, let's say, you get it from chocolate, then you are dependent on the chocolate. You have to continuously eat chocolate to have that yum feeling. And some days, after some days, teeth will decay, stomach will have a problem, and you may or may not get sugar. So therefore, that doesn't seem like a permanent solution. So some kind of a permanent solution has to be found where that feeling is there. That is the movement towards your own inner self. So as long as that completeness, the sense of completeness is not there, and I am taking steps towards that, I am a yoga-bhraṣhṭa. However, here Sri Krishna is also saying, see, if you made genuine efforts, then genuinely right kind of circumstances will come to you. When you have the genuine intention, somehow time and place and your family and other circumstances help you to join the satsang, to listen to the Sadguru's talks. So even to have that luxury of time to be able to listen to the talk is not an ordinary thing. Please notice, among the million other things, to get that dedicated time is not an ordinary thing. So in a way, you are being helped. I am being helped in order to continue the evolution. When will it stop? When there is inner sense of satisfaction. And how do you know? You will know. Only you can know. And the one who knows is a liberated one. Liberated from what? Liberated from the limitations that the mind has imposed. Mukti means I have become free from the limitations of my own thinking. At the end of the day, when we say that someone has become free or mukta, what in them has become free? The body seems to be there only. Ramana Maharshi was in the ashram only. Prabhuji is in his house only. What has become free? The body is still going through all the ups and downs of this world. What is that has become free then? Something must be there, no, which has become free. Where is that? Who has become free? And when we say that it has become free, it must be locked in some place, and now it must have escaped to some other place. From where to where it has gone? Very important questions to look at. So the liberated one says, in my thinking, I had a limitation that I am a body. In my thinking, I had a limitation that I am various thoughts that I'm carrying. And the day I realized that I am not that, my seeking stopped. My journey ended. So Sri Krishna is prompting you and me to continue till, like how Sarvanji put it nicely, you've reached home. How do you know you've reached home? You will know. Hari Om. Any additional points or questions?
Vijayji, when you say that, thinking myself in lower category, lower state, like I'm getting angry, I'm anxious, I'm excited, I am sad, which in turn shows that I am in Patala Loka. And when I start, getting a knowledge of the self, and I am not this body, I am not this intellect, I am not this mind. In that way, actually, I am proceeding towards up, which means Satyaloka or Swargaloka, whatever it is. Is it what you told? I mean,
Correct.
how do we?
Correct. Yeah. As my journey towards the truth begins, in my own nature, I start kind of feeling better and better. Is it not?
Correct. Yes.
So,
Yes.
what is our usual conception about higher planes or divine planes? A place where there is peace, happiness, cooperation, energy. So, where is that you are feeling? Or when do you feel? When your mind is at rest, at peace. And how does your mind come to such a place called peace? When your mind has no qualms with what is happening. And how does your mind have no qualms with what is happening? When the right clarity is there in the mind. And how does the right clarity come? Because of the awareness of the truth, because of the contemplation of the truth, because of the viveka that you develop about the truth.
Okay. So basically, it's not that, we have, as you told, like, when you sleep and get up, that is nothing but a death. I mean, today, if we get up, might be tomorrow morning, if we get up, we will be owning this body. Might be we may get up in some other body. I mean, that's a different concept. I mean, but
You are indeed every day, every moment, uh, taking birth in a different body. See, the childhood photo of Santosh ji of 3 months, that body is no more there. So that Santosh is dead and gone.
Correct. Every moment, thousands of cells dies, and millions of cells again grow, right?
Yeah.
Or like how Prabhuji says. I mean, one question, man, Vijayji, you were telling about, Prabhuji is there and Ramana Maharshi is there. The body is still there. But what is that, behind that, what is that, that made them, they are free or liberated? I mean, I just wanted to throw some light on that. Can you please?
So who is that who is feeling that I am not liberated or I am bound? Who is feeling that? There's a thinking in me that says that you know who I am. So for example, if somebody comes and says, hey, you, as an example, I'm just saying, let's say somebody comes and tells me, hey, you, donkey. So now, let's say when somebody says, hey, you, donkey, when will I feel insulted? One, either I have an idea that donkey is a animal which is equated with being idiot, and they're calling me idiot. So I get insulted, right? So now what in me got insulted? What in you gets insulted when somebody calls you like that? See, for example, by looking at my nose or by looking at my eyes, they cannot call me you donkey, because the eyes of a donkey and the nose of a donkey are different from this nose and eyes. So obviously they cannot be referring to the body part, because the body parts are completely different. So the donkey reference cannot be to the body part. Then it must be to something else. What is that? You donkey.
That is some recording that there is in my mind about the donkey.
Somewhere in my mind, if I get associated that, let's say, for example, usually it happens in the road, no? I'm supposed to be traveling on the left side and supposed to be putting a blinker before I shift to the right. And let's say in unawareness, I simply shifted and somebody came and bumped and they start scolding me. So my action was like an idiot.
Correct.
But what makes me feel insulted in that situation? If I have the awareness that what I did is mistake, then I will simply keep quiet and say, I really am sorry. I shouldn't have done like this. But let's say once when they call me donkey, why will I get upset? What makes me get upset? Something in me feels I am a very intelligent person. I cannot be called by these names. What in me I am referring to, which I cannot accept as being a donkey? So this idea that I keep carrying in me about who I think I am is what is referred as the ego sense. Aham, akara, ahankara. So this ahankara, there is a false thinking that I am something. I am a man. I am a intelligent person. I am very good in something. I am very bad in something. So all these I am and so many things, I've got mixed up with these so many things, no? This thinking is what is my own prison, is my own limitation. As an example, if I say I'm a very proud Kannadika and I really only adore my language only, then I have put a self prison where I may not be able to appreciate any other language. Why? Because I am saying I'm a very proud Kannadiga. No other language is better than my language. I put a prison. There may be other languages. In some aspects, they may be much better. In some aspects, they may not be better. But I may not even examine that. Why? Because I am putting that limitation. So this kind of a thinking pattern is what a Sadguru has become free from. Sadguru no more identifies himself with I am such and such. And there is clarity that has emerged that I am not any of this coming and going phenomena. I am that pure awareness, because without awareness, how can I even say I am such and such? To say I am such and such, there must be some awareness which is powering that. And that awareness, who I truly am, that realization is what has got established in Sadguru. So no more identification with body, meaning various thoughts that are coming and going. So that's why the Sadguru says, this is also like a dream. So see, when I wake up, I say I had a good dream or a bad dream in the sleep. How do I know that that was a dream? How do I know that that was a dream?
I waken up.
Because I woke up. In a similar way, this is a waking dream.
Yes.
And Shri Krishna is prompting you and me to wake up from this waking dream. And when you and I wake up, then it's a similar feeling. Aha. Just like that sleeping dream, this is a waking dream. What is happening in the sleeping dream? Various situations come and go. What is happening in the current situation, in the current so-called waking state? Various situations are coming and going. Fundamentally, is there any difference between that so-called sleeping dream and the current so-called waking state?
Yeah, this is what we need to identify.
There is fundamentally no way to differentiate. That dream also appears very vivid, very real. How many times you might have screamed or felt whatever emotions during your so-called sleeping time?
Yes.
So the moment you wake up from this waking dream, then that is liberation. Or in other words, you become free from the patterns of your own self-imposed limitations.
And last question is about, and we were talking about, we don't know where is Swarga, where is Naraka, and we pointed out that, when I am depressed, when I'm anxious, that is a Naraka. And when I am, start my sadhana and proceeding towards the higher view, like, I am that, I am not this, I am not this. I mean, even in this way, I mean, this is one way of looking at things. But in Brahma Sutra, the descent of soul has been written that, soul will get so and so, this one, and then, not soul, Sukshma Sharira, whatever that is. And that goes, and, that goes to Swarga. I mean, we have not seen it, as you told. But even somewhere in the Vedas or, in the Brahma Sutra, it has written that how exactly this particular journey starts for a, once a person, blueprint will be ready based on his karmic impressions. That is one part. And while taking next birth, he has to go across and, and serve for the whatever the punya and papa that he has done. And then again from there, you have to start a new journey with the new, from where, they'll pick up from the sanchita and they'll put you as a prāpya, and your again new journey starts. In that way, in that way, if you look, I mean, yes, there is something after death, right?
Again, the same way you can, from your day-to-day experience, to understand that Brahma Sutra's explanation, one is no way to know other than the faith. Therefore, keeping that part away, if you simply focus on your day-to-day experience, what Brahma Sutra is explaining is what you are experiencing on a day-to-day basis. Why only think in terms of a next life? What is that next life we are talking about? So when you say that Sukshma Sharira, what is Sukshma Sharira? Is nothing but thoughts. A body made up of thoughts, correct?
Correct.
So in one sense, the moment you have come in touch with Sadguru, Sadguru's Sukshma Sharira has started making home in your mind. Meaning what? Those thoughts have started taking shape in you. So in a way, there is a new life already happening. Or the other way also it can be said, once when somebody gets influenced, say for example, just before this conversation started, satsang started, Shubhaji was telling about how these days in colleges there is a drug menace. So how does one get influenced into drug abuse? That's like some thought pattern that has taken hold, is it not? So in a way, once you and I get influenced by certain way of looking at life, in a way, we can say that Sukshma Sharira has taken birth in me. So the choice you and I have therefore always is, what thoughts are you and I going to allow to take root?
Okay.
That can either take us towards higher or lower planes of existence.
Okay. Wonderful explanation, Vijayji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santoshji. It is not to deny what Brahma Sutra is saying. It is to bring relevance to your and my day-to-day experience.
Correct. I got it. I got it. Ultimately, when you told that, it's again a thought. Yes, it's a thought. Yes, it's a thought. And again, there is one more, wherein, according to the descent of soul, which comes in some 5th or 6th chapter, wherein, once the body leaves us, when the particular Sukshma Sharira comes out, that bundle of thoughts or whatever that we say, Panchagni Vidya, through Panchagni, it will get one body, and, it will start journey to that loka, based on the, as we were mentioning about Jadavartha, right? And in his last stage, when he just think of the deer, and, he become the deer. And similar way, during these karmic impressions or thoughts, whatever that we create in our day-to-day life, every day, as you were mentioning, that will actually, create a new blueprint. And again, that's again one more thought wherein, gives us a new body, new thing. Yeah. When we go out of it, and, then that's it. Everything is done. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Correct. Got it, Vijay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other points or any other discussions? Any other questions? Ishaji, Satishji, Krishnaji, anything else?
No.
All right. So then, shall we end, Shubhaji? Hari Om.